Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I am back with another breakdown prediction video. Jermall Charlo versus Sergiy Derevyanchenko. This is another major fight for the Charlo brothers, man. And this is a fight that I've been waiting for. You know, that's a fight that a lot of boxing fans have been waiting for. Hardcore fans, you know, and we're finally getting it. I think this is another fight where we're gonna have explosion. You know, at the same time, I could see this being a high-speed chess match. You know, I could see it being a slow-paced chess match at times too, because, you know, Charlo, I think he's a solid boxer with power. You know, he doesn't just go in there, you know, letting off crazy shots. He's kind of a sniper with his, you know. Sergiy Derevyanchenko, he's a pretty good boxer. He likes to mix it up, and, you know, he'll put the pressure on you and throw a lot of punches. But at the same time, I think he knows he's in there with something different than an older Golovkin. He knows he's in there with something different than a Danny Jacobs. So he's, you know, probably going to take it a little bit slower at times and try to, you know, outbox Charlo at times until he can really get in there and see what Charlo's offering. So I don't think it's going to start off too high pace unless he really wants to test Charlo and see if he can deal with that high speed pressure that he gave Golovkin. But at the same time, I think that both of these guys are really going to respect each other early on, and then somebody's going to try to level up towards, like, you know, the third or fourth round to really get going. So before I do my quick keys to victory, I know a lot of people, they feel like this is a big step up fight for Jermall Charlo. You know, Jermall Charlo, he was saying himself that a lot of people are calling this a step up fight, and at times he didn't know why. Well, it is. You know, it definitely is when you look at the resume, because in my opinion, Sergiy Derevyanchenko, he gave Danny Jacobs a very tough fight. You know, I feel like Danny Jacobs won the fight, but I feel like he gave him a very tough fight. Of course, you know, they knew each other. You know, they were sparring partners in the past, but that just shows you how much IQ is rubbed off on Sergiy Derevyanchenko. Golovkin, I feel like he beat Golovkin. You know, I feel like Sergiy Derevyanchenko did a tremendous amount of work towards, like, the fourth, from round 5 on in the Golovkin fight. I feel like he was able to win a very close decision in that fight. So he has a lot of experience. He has a lot of experience under his belt, where Jermall Charlo, he has to respect that and understand that. In like 13, 14, 15 fights, Derevyanchenko, you know, he has a lot going for him. You know, he's a older man. You know, he's a little bit older than Jermall. So his IQ is definitely something he depends on, and yeah, it definitely is a step up for Jermall Charlo once you look at the resumes. But that's not saying that Jermall Charlo is a hype train or anything like that. He's just never faced nobody of this level, because, you know, it's not his fault. You know, he wasn't able to get fights with guys like Andrade or Canelo to really prove his worth. But now he's getting that. You know, now he's definitely getting that. So definitely got to see it as a step up fight. You know, it's definitely something he has to make sure he's on his A game for. But yeah, man, real quick, for Jermall Charlo, for Jermall going into this fight, I feel like he has to make his presence known early. You know, he definitely has to let Sergiy Derevyanchenko know that he's not the other guys. He's his own animal, and he's coming in there to establish his distance. And he's going to get his jab off and make sure he has a very solid, accurate jab that he can pump out and make sure he catches Sergiy Derevyanchenko coming in early. You know, he has to get him. He has to use that jab to keep Sergiy from coming in the inside, get his respect early by using his counter punches and landing the harder shots to make Sergiy think twice. And that's why I say he has to make his presence known. Let him know that he can stand his ground, and let him know that this is his zone, this is his ring. You know, use that ring generalship early on, because Sergiy Derevyanchenko, when he comes in there, he's not giving you any respect. So you got to do something he's never felt before. Make him earn your respect. You know, if you look at the Golovkin fight, he was straight coming in with Golovkin. Even after he got knocked down, he wasn't afraid to go in there and make it a rough, ugly fight. So Jermall Charlo, to avoid that and avoid fighting this fight, he has to make his presence known by saying, look, you're going to fight at my pace. This is the jab that you're going to be feeling all night every time you try to step in. And this is the strength that you're going to feel every time you get into those clinches with me. I'm going to control that. So that has to be done early on in the fight. If not, it's going to favor Derevyanchenko. Jermall Charlo, next thing, right hand. Charlo has a lot of power in both hands. He's probably the more powerful of the Charlos, but that right hand, you know, it's definitely going to make a big difference. You know, you're going to have to set it up early. I think that Derevyanchenko, he's very prone to getting hit with the right hand by the way he comes in. Split guard, you can hit him with the right uppercut in the middle. Jermall has a very, very powerful uppercut. Whether right hand coming around the side is very powerful from Charlo. So when whenever Derevyanchenko tries to come in and put that pressure on, you got to hit him around the side, or you got to hit him split that guard up the middle with the uppercut. So definitely a punch that I feel like Triple G really made Derevyanchenko pay when he came on the inside. So not much is going to change. Jermall Charlo, he's a more fresher version of Golovkin. Well, I won't say he's a same fighter like Golovkin, but I mean he's more a fresher fighter, and he has, that power. He has that consistent power that could really hurt Derevyanchenko. Put punches together. I know that Charlo, he's a precision puncher. He's a good counter puncher, but in this fight, I feel like when you're dealing with somebody like Sergiy Derevyanchenko, who likes to move a lot, you need more than one shot. You need more than one shot to really hurt a guy, So if you crack a guy like Sergiy Derevyanchenko with one shot, he's still going to keep coming. So you got to hit him with doubles and triples at times to put him down or really make him get back, So I feel like Derevyanchenko, he's been down in these big fights before because he deals with those real solid punches who know how to let their hands go and catch him. But Jermall Charlo, he could be that different guy by putting more punches together and hurting him and possibly getting him out of there. So you definitely got to hit him with ones, two. You got to hit him with twos and threes in this fight. So you got to double up and triple up your punches. Sergiy Derevyanchenko, his keys to victory for this fight: pressure. Got to be that pressure fighter. You got to take the fight to Jermall early on and make him feel uncomfortable. Don't let the boxer get his feet set. Don't let him wait. Don't wait on him. You got to go in there and pressure him and throw him off and make him feel something he's never felt before, which is what you said, your pressure. So you got to go in there with your head moving in this fight. You got to time his jab, shoot the jab to his chest, a little bit shorter. So you want to go to his chest first and, bag him up. And you back him up, you come over the top with the right hand, you tie him up and make it an ugly fight. You've got to put your head in his chest and put that type of pressure on him that he's never felt before. So same things he did with Golovkin, he's have to do in this fight, but he's going to have to do it more so calculated. Test Charlo early on in the first few rounds with this type of pressure just to see how he reacts to it, and if it works, you keep doing it. Sergiy Derevyanchenko, I say this for every fighter, but your jab. I think Sergiy has a very effective jab that's been tested more so than Jermall's, on high levels, of course. So landing in doubles and triples is something he's going to need to do in this fight. He had success with the jab against Triple G and Jacobs, and it opened up his power shots. So I could definitely see Sergiy doubling up his jab to open up the guard of Jermall Charlo, and then maybe go into the body whenever Charlo least expected. So definitely want to use his jab. I know he has a shorter reach, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that Derevyanchenko definitely has effective jab and made it work against Golovkin. So never abandon the jab, just, even if you are a shorter fighter. Going to the body, I think definitely going to the body is going to take the legs away of Charlo. Even if he isn't moving too much, it's going to make him, shell up more so and more stationary and not move. If you bang him on the hips, hit him up the middle. I think that Matt Karbov, he landed some nice body shots on Charlo whenever he timed them right. He was able to land a good left hand to Charlo's body whenever he was in that chess match with Charlo. So for Sergiy Derevyanchenko to get the same result, I think he's going to need to go downstairs in this fight. Use experience. You've been in there with Jacobs. You've been in there with Triple G. You were a training partner with Danny Jacobs for a while. So understand why you came up short in those fights. Understand why you came up short and what you need to do to win this one. Like I said, there's a lot of people that felt Sergiy won the Golovkin fight, but there's also a number of people, including the judges, that felt Golovkin did enough to win that fight. But go back and understand why. So yeah, my prediction for this one, I'm gonna pick. This one's closer. This fight is definitely a lot closer than the Jermall fight versus Jason Rosario, in my opinion. I'm gonna have to say Jermall Charlo by decision in this fight. Very, very hard competitive decision. I could see him dropping Sergiy Derevyanchenko in this fight, because though Derevyanchenko's the older fighter in this fight, more experienced fighter as far as, facing tougher opponents, I feel like at that age, at his age, sometimes it can kind of be tough making some changes, making some adjustments. Whereas Jermall Charlo, he was down in the Korobov fight a few times, but I could see him make subtle adjustments in that fight, to help him pull out the win. So going into this fight, I feel like there'll be some hard pressure and some shots that Jermall Charlo's never eaten before, and some type of pressure that's going to come at him. But I feel like down the stretch, maybe around like round 4 and 5, he is going to make those adjustments against Derevyanchenko, slow Derevyanchenko down, and just start out jabbing him and keeping him from coming on the inside. But I see Derevyanchenko catching one of these big Charlo right hands and getting dropped in this fight. But with the chin and the heart he has, I think he'll get up and be able to survive a decision. But it's going to be a tough one for Charlo. It's going to be tough for Derevyanchenko as well, man. So moving on from here, if Charlo's able to win this fight, it'll definitely open up a lot of opportunities for him. And same can be said for Derevyanchenko. So, yeah, I'm going with Jermall by a very, very tough unanimous decision. But, yeah, guys, that's all I got on this one. Let me know in the comment section who you think's going to win this fight, Big Charlo or Derevyanchenko. Definitely going to be an explosive fight. Let me know in the comment section, guys. Make sure y'all subscribe here. The Jab Effect, as well as Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.